right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like there's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Oh, man, live? Of course I'm live. People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, people, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope the second day of the week is being kind to you lot. I hope you and your loved ones are fit and healthy, and where your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, and them things they're concerned, wishing you and your loved ones all the best. You can't do anything without health, so I hope you and your loved ones have health. Speaking of goals, you know we're flirting with 50,000 subscribers, people. I think we need 900 more or so. Let's all play our small part, and we can do that by hitting the like button, by subscribing, by commenting, not just when in the live chat, but when the stream's done. In terms of other content as well, 4:30, I'm having Dave here from Talking Wolves. Obviously, we've been linked with Pedro Neto. It would make sense to pick his brains on Pedro Neto and just how Wolves feel from that perspective. And obviously, every question you lot have, I'll ask him. I want to ask him on how Wolves' season is going, how he feels on Connor Cody going to Everton, and actually Ruben Neves, really and truly, who seemed to be the one if someone was going to leave Wolves, really. And this Pedro Neto thing, I don't know if it's going to happen. You know, when I sit here and I think about this summer window, it's been a good summer. We've got Gabriel Jesus, you know, and I think obviously Arsenal fans rated it before, they're rating it after, but I think the time Jesus came in, he was linked with Rafinha, it looked like there was legs to it. It didn't work out, so there was a bit of disappointment. I'm happy with Jesus. Obviously, I'm happy with the work we've done in the summer. Still think we're a bit short. Like I said, in an ideal world, I would like a number 8 that can do what Xhaka does to a higher level, and a bit of a physical man like Xhaka as well. Because while I'm happy for Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, obviously existing options like Smith Rowe and Odegaard, we're missing guys out. We've got midfield options. It just feels we're a bit lightweight. And if anything happens to Xhaka and or Partey, we're just going to have to change our approach and just commit to the Wenger ball stuff, really. So if it was ideal, I would like, I know Lokonga's there. I want to give Lokonga game time. And then they signed a new deal, but I think 2 8s and a 6. Obviously, a right winger would be lit. And then just areas of improvement I think we could do with another centre half. I like the players that have come in and able to play on the left in Zinchenko's case, as much as I want to see him in midfield. Also, Ben White's locked down the right back row, and I don't think quite looks better there than at centre back, but he looks assured of himself and shows his adaptability. I would like a left and a right back, really, and maybe potentially a striker, but these are things we'll have to revisit either in January or next summer, and you hope Balogun can show he can be part of the squad. I'm not giving up on Project Martinelli through the middle. Big up Eddie and Ketia. I would say, obviously, the window's coming to a close, and if we get Neto to go with what we have, then and maybe Telemans, it's been a good window. It's been a good window, regardless of if we bring in those players, because as much as I want Telemans, and I think he can give us a lot of qualities we're missing, is he significantly better? I don't know, and I do think, you know, depth is improved. It could still be better at Arsenal, but I think we're getting to that scenario where it's a case of we need to just bring in players that have that stardust, that are better than what we have, that are going to bring something else to the table, that are going to really shake up the table, really, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. I'd say, while I'm happy with the summer window, so far, I wouldn't say Gnabry, because that was primarily fan-led, but there was rumours was looking at him. I'd say the ones for me, I would have loved to have had Rafinha, and he made a good impact for Barca off the bench, if I remember correctly, based on the highlights we watched on Twitch. Pick up the Twitch gang. Make sure you're following on that as well, people, so you don't miss a live stream. But I would say Rafinha and probably Lucas Paqueta, they're the ones, obviously Brazilian biased, and that it was probably naive to expect to sign Paqueta, if I'm honest with you, because we've got Zinchenko and Fabio Vieira. There's a lot of similar players there. I think you need more of a pure centre mid, not saying he isn't, but a pure centre mid, someone that's going to play instead or take the places of either Partey or Granit Xhaka. But yeah, hit the like button. The closer we get to 200 likes, the quicker we look at the transfer news and this FFP business and stuff like that. I've had a little read of it really, so it is well, it is in that regards. Tonali as well, but you know, with Tonali, you're not going to get these dons. With Rafinha and Paqueta, it seemed like there was actually legs to it and things can happen. I like the ambition the club's shown. I like the approach we've taken off the back of January, and that there's no point signing players for the sake of signing players, really. As much as I feel we sign a striker or we bless the beef with Aubameyang, we might have scored more goals last season and maybe won some games and maybe be in the top four. And I wish that we brought in a striker. I really like not panic buying and bringing in players that are not certain and prepared to wait. Obviously, a luxury of that is the project we're doing, and maybe at other clubs there would be a lot more pressure, but who really cares? So yeah, man, Pepe seems closer to dipping. Telemans, I don't know. It seems the flavor of the week is Pedro Neto. In that regards, don't forget 4:30. I'm having Talking Wolves. And we're gonna speak about any talking points that arrive as well, people. So make sure you're there. Again, get your comments in, because while I like to look at talking points regarding Arsenal and all of that jazz, it's you lot that make the platform. It's you lot that are the reason we're doing these live streams day in, day out. So yeah, no question's a stupid question. It doesn't even have to be related to Arsenal necessarily, man. Just if you've got a thought, get in, really and truly. Simple as that, really, if I'm honest with you. Well, I'm catching a lot of corn on social media. Who knew? I thought I was I didn't think I was the only one who didn't eat cereal with milk. That's dead, man. You have to back the cereal like it's Chris, man. There, back settings. It's crazy, but it is what it is. No more troops Kennington where it started memes until Saturday. I big up Jadon Sancho and Man United. They played very well, in my opinion. Still could have lost, but they played very well. You know, man to a man, there was pride in the shirt. There was personal pride. You know, it's a big 3 points for Ten Hag. His first 3 points. What a game to get it. Kickstarts their season for Liverpool now. I wouldn't advocate in panic, because I think they will eventually uptake in form and start patterning up and things like that. But it's a mess right now, you know. Again, Liverpool have had years to improve the depth of their squad, and they've played a dangerous game. And right now, it looks like everything is Jenga settings. Do not get it twisted. Liverpool definitely had enough on that pitch to get a lot more out of that game than they did in it. Milner looked drunk, rattled. And while he's right to absolutely bollock Van Dijk for his marking for Sancho's goal, great goal from Sancho. If you actually look in the build-up to it, it's fantastic play from United. They're chasing runners, and actually, you know, the man who scored, Jadon Sancho, he's a free runner. Where's the midfielder, really? You called it to United will win. Mystic DJ, I told you they'd win. You know, you're not seeing what happened in the weekend. The footballing gods were involving themselves in the fixtures, really. I mean, Alanga was unlucky not to score. Rashford scored, big vote of confidence, should have had a goal before. I think they did. I think United did them, you know. I'll be real with you. I think they absolutely pulled a number. Trent Alexander-Arnold, not interested in defending at all. Very mediocre in that regards. Joe Gomez isn't fit necessarily, but got given the run around. Van Dijk, Buki, and Robertson, one-dimensional. Midfield, non-existent. You saw Henderson, you know, for the second goal. They've got a tune out of him, but the squad isn't good enough, you know, in comparison to City, which is essentially Liverpool's competitors. It's not there. It's absolutely not there. And this has been years of the making. Again, when people get fit, there's still the transfer window, but Liverpool might struggle. From a selfish Arsenal perspective, the more teams that lose every week, I don't mind. You know, I want United to lose every week, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, again, even City. But the more people messing about for top four, the more opportunities we have, really and truly. So yeah, big up United. I think they, you know, I don't know how to make it make sense, but you could see every time Rashford, Alanga, Bruno, they were trying to hit it long, and they were really causing the back line, that high line of Liverpool, a lot of problems, because Liverpool, the organization was poor. Trent isn't close enough to Gomez. Gomez wasn't close enough to Van Dijk. It was a shambles. The only time Liverpool half looked like a team, probably in the second last couple of moments of the game, where obviously there was penalty shouts. I don't think it was. Bruno Fernandes was rattling them, not giving them the ball back when Salah scored. Salah anonymous. It does look like they missed Mane. Diaz didn't have a clue. I felt sorry for the attackers. Harvey Elliott, out of the three in midfield that played, looked the most experienced, looked to be the guy, really and truly. So yeah, man, you know, as for Van Dijk, there's more to defending than just, oh, look at me. I got a ponytail. You got to do stuff, man. So yeah, big result for United still. Like, big result. Credit where it's due. Big result. You hope they lose to Southampton next or whoever, but big result that can kickstart their season. Big decisions where dropping Ronaldo's concerned, and I guess you could say Shaw and Maguire, but I wouldn't quite say that. You know, You play Malanta. Malanta's all right, really and truly, and it should be his spot to lose. And everyone in that team, really and truly, they did well. You know, you can't draw them out when they play bad and not give credit where due. I'd say the only thing for United in that first half, probably could have scored a couple more. That was probably it. For Liverpool, it's a mad thing. Well, they got 2 points. They're behind United. So, I mean, United are all in crisis and this, that, and the other. So what does that make if your team is behind them people? You have to draw your own conclusions. I think still, though, consolation to to Liverpool fans, you know, they can get one over on their Liverpool neighbours in Everton. They're ahead of Everton in the table. So, yeah, it is what it is in that regards, man. Arsenal summer thoughts / United Liverpool reaction. And big up to everyone who was part of the watch along yesterday as well. We watched the game, innit? Hey DG, could Zinni be considered cover for Partey at 6 if needs be? He'd have to play a completely different role, but I wouldn't say that. I more want you'd have to change how you're operating the midfield. If something happens to the more physical men, specifically Xhaka and Partey, then you're gonna just have to do this Wenger ball thing because we can't do it any other way. He could probably play as a 6, but not in the way we probably require, really. And that's where El Nene New Deal, Lokonga, who's playing as an 8 in preseason, can play as a 6. This is where these lot need to step up, really and truly. Big up you lot for your comments. Keep them coming, people. DG, we got to talk about this criminal Chelsea bid for Gordon, bro. So Mazzolini, English premium, and then some. Maybe the talent ID people at Chelsea know something than we. But yeah, if they get, you know, Fofana, Aubameyang, whoever else they've been linked with, and Gordon, then it is what it is. But 60-odd million quid for someone that ain't even... He's a decent player, don't get twisted, but what's he done in the game? You know, he ain't even been capped by England. He's got interest from Newcastle and Spurs. Everton do a lot of dumb signings. This will be a good sale, really, because even if he justifies the price tag, 60 million for an attacker who, again, hindsight's a wonderful thing. He's obviously only 21. He can improve and he can grow with the rest of the homegrown lads. But is he significantly better than what they have? He's not better than Sterling. You know, I don't necessarily know if you're going to say he's better than at this moment in time, then Ziyech, Pulisic. Probably is better than Hudson-Odoi, but you could have that. I don't know, really and truly, you know. Again, 60 million quid. Everton want more than 50 million for an academy prospect that's played. I don't even know if he's played 50 games for them. He must have. That's good business from them. Shocking from Chelsea. But end of the day, if Gordon goes there, he does a madness for them, then nothing is said about the price tag in it. So he could justify the price tag in that. But it's a bit of a madness, really. All I see him doing is play acting, diving, and a bit of a see you next Tuesday acronym. Maybe that's why he fits in well at Chelsea. I don't know. Contracted until 2025, can play in a couple of roles just behind the striker. It makes sense, but not for them fees. I mean, I stand corrected. He's played 63 times for Everton, 4 goals, 8 assists. How many in the Prem? He's got 52 Premier League appearances, 4 goals and 3 assists. So this is a player that Thomas Tuchel's going to have to try and get a tune out of and try and develop. And I'm not going to sit here and cap. Obviously, Mason Mount had a good goal scoring season, but I was speaking with a Chelsea supporting brethren, and I like Thomas Tuchel. But when I say thriving, is there a single attacking player in that Chelsea team thriving? Not, obviously, they're good players, but would you say thriving? Would you say Havertz has thrived at Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel? Would you say Mount? Would you say Pulisic? Would you say Hudson-Odoi? Sterling's irrelevant because he's just been brought. Who's thriving, really? And Tuchel, at some point, he's got to justify this. I don't know if it was him or Chelsea, but 100 million on Lukaku, that didn't bang for all of Lukaku's problems. It is what it is. When I see Sterling and Aubameyang brought in, I can understand where Tommy Tuchel is going with it, but yeah, and I think it goes back to what I was saying in that you just can't draw any conclusions on the Premier League this season, man, because if United get inspiration and go and win their next 3 after a shaky first couple of games, what he said then, the same goes for Liverpool, the same negatively for Spurs and Arsenal and City, really and truly. For Liverpool, it's Pete card. They didn't take advantage of the points that Chelsea dropped. Not Chelsea, sorry, City dropped. So it is what it is. 60 million for Fugazi. You know, Chelsea are willing to offer Everton a package comprising of a 50 million guaranteed with 10 million in add-ons. That's calm. For someone that's played 63 times for the club, sold for 50 million, come through the academy, that's a success. Reinvest that on some more competent players. It's not what the players are worth, it's what you can hustle, really and truly. Chelsea's latest approach is one that is understood to have left the two clubs closer to an agreement, and the Londoners' hopes of landing their man growing after Everton knocked back a string of previous proposals. Allegedly, they're moving closer to agreeing a fee with Barcelona on Aubameyang as well, really. Apparently, Gordon wants to make the move to Chelsea, which Champions League football, doing better than Everton. London, I can't begrudge him, really and truly, for wanting that move. It makes almost too much sense, really. Oh, what happened there? I think I closed the wrong article. I just saw something on Aubameyang there still. Closing that one, the one went to Chelsea. As I said, are confident of landing Aubameyang as talks progress with Barca over a £20 million deal. Aubameyang, the 33-year-old, he has, apparently they want to use Alonso as a make weight. He has my blessing, you know. Football is a weird industry, you know, and his Barcelona career has ended before it's even begun. I thought he could be a good squad player for them, but I can't begrudge him for leaving. If Barca say you got to leave, why would you want to stay somewhere that don't want you? You clearly didn't want to leave London. When you signed that new deal, you were factoring in staying in London with Arsenal. That didn't happen. You know Thomas Tuchel. As I said, London, I expect Chelsea are in the Champions League. You could do a lot worse in it. It makes sense. He wanted to stay at Arsenal. He's got my blessing, really. I just hope he doesn't score against us, but he's got my blessing. Big up the Capitano Aubameyang. So yeah, in relation to Gordon, Aubameyang, and obviously general comments centered around Liverpool and United's game. That's that really and truly. That's a fantastic segment, people. That ends that little bit. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, if Aubameyang wants to be a real legend, you hope he goes over there and stinks up the place. But I don't know if that's gonna quite be that. You know, I hope they give him the number 9 shirt. It would be elite, but I can't see that happening, man, really and truly. So yeah, shout out you lot, man. 84 likes. Sign Oba back now, man. It's never the dream of going back to your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend for the galley out there. You remember the good times, you remember everything, and then boy, it's never that, innit? It is what it is. Top dog DG Nation, what's good? There, my guy. Chelsea screaming of a team with no plan, going for Gordon, who's decent. That's it, nothing special. When you clearly need a top DM and a top striker. I mean, they need a striker. Maybe Aubameyang's that bridge player, gives them another year to assess their options. Maybe the progress of Broja. Maybe bring back Tammy Abraham. Obviously, every week there's a next striker. Every year there's a next striker that comes on the scene. Vlahovic, this guy, that guy. Maybe they're giving themselves that avenue for it. Obviously, Aubameyang is Premier League proven. It didn't work out towards the end, but he is Premier League proven of sorts. So it is something to consider in that regards, really and truly. So we'll have to see just how that develops, really. But they could do a lot worse. I wouldn't say it screams no plan. I do agree with you. Chelsea need a midfielder or midfielders that can kind of do what Kovacic does. Because if Kovacic isn't there, in my opinion, looking at them, it's over. Kante struggled with injuries last couple of years. Kante is Kante. If fit, he always plays. I think Conor Gallagher can be used as part of the squad, but he's not really the guy. You know, I think he would have looked better playing against Chelsea for Leeds, because when you need to be on the front foot, his skill set isn't that. He's just a pure centre mid. Front flips at the bridge. What's up, man? Neto's a baller. He'll make Saka step up his game. Big up Schema, locked in. All opinions, keep them coming. Chelsea literally have a bootload of youth. They never give a try. They need a striker, and Broja is a bench player. Man said he's Gordon actually Logan Paul in bad disguise. A bit harsh. There's got to be other metrics we don't know about these clubs are using to make these. Sorry. There's got to be other metrics we don't know that these clubs are using to make these man buying decisions. I don't know, man. Sounds like some money laundering. Not going to lie, DG Lampard works for Everton, had Chelsea ties. DG, do you think it was the right time for Hutchinson to leave the academy? I'm an Arsenal fan and I love Amari Hutchinson as a footballer, so I'm never going to say that. But, you know, for whatever reason, if he deems Chelsea is the best place for his development, it is what it is. You know, one day every variable will come out and a lot of people will look at that side of story very different. There's 3 sides to a story. In that case, there's Amari's, there's Arsenal's, and there's the vague truth, in which very disappointing on all sides, if I'm honest. They had to get there, and let me not chat too tough. DG views on Killies, them pulling their socks up again against them Scouse Dons. I already offered. I think I've already covered that. Still expect Liverpool to be the closest to City come May, but the club should be smelling blood and even more motivated to bring 1 or 2 quality players attacks when at their weakest. I'm not too sure, but with that, but who knows, man. What I would say is it wouldn't surprise me if we wake up today, or some of you who are able to look on Google right now, if you start seeing Telemans links to Liverpool. You know, a big problem for Liverpool was their defense, was not getting their strikers into the game. Look how deep Firmino was having to drop to just get touches, and he was anonymous. But the midfield, you've got Milner, you've got Henderson that can be used in the squad but isn't cut to task. I'm not saying Telemans is the answer, but they'll be linked to him. We ain't losing to Southampton. Lissandro Martinez was put in a shift. Sly almost got shagged for the penalty. As you saw in the watch along, if that penalty was given, then it's already gone mad, but it would have been mad. What do they want man to do? It's booted in his arm. Like, there will sadly be another incident where that is given, though. Big up DG cereal with tropical juice here, bro. I don't drink milk. It's for baby cows, not humans. That's true. I don't know about tropical juice, but for Gazy, not gonna lie, I'm seeing a few Liverpool fans say Gomez would be our best centre back. I don't know about that, but I'm taking Joe Gomez really. But boy, and he weren't really fit, but crazy. Not sold on Martinez just yet. I mean, it's been a couple of games. What I would say is those that were drawing conclusions when he was getting savaged against Brighton and Brentford, you got to give him his credit where it's due. Obviously, he put in a shift. You know, every defense, it weren't pretty at times for Man United, but they all put in a shift. You know, man to the part. A lot of the basics that you shouldn't praise a footballer, much less a footballer playing for Man United, one of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest club in the world. You know, they started doing it. You know, one man's making a mistake, just getting on with it, really and truly. You know, I don't know what Liverpool were on. I don't know what they were on. I don't know, man. Were they hungover? Trent Alexander-Arnold not interested in defending. Trent was pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Trent, but he was appalling yesterday, bro. It's a new. You're getting ripped by Alanga, bro. You're in the gutter there. There's all this shout about play Trent in midfield and stuff, and he could do it, but he's not gonna be a Liverpool midfielder week in, week out. You know, the whole reason he played right back because he weren't going to make the grade central midfield. He won't be nearly as good for Liverpool as he is there. Now, I'm not saying he won't thrive. It's not an option, but he's not going to be a top midfielder. The man doesn't smell awareness. So how are you going to put him in the middle of the park where you need to be practically aware? You know, the second goal when United are on a break, you know, it's all going on down there. Trent's looking at it like us look like us watching the game. Like, oh, shit, they're going to score. There's no defensive to go back, and it's a culture shock. All he has to do at Liverpool is cross the ball. I'm not saying he doesn't have to defend, but primarily the fullbacks are the creative hub. And I've said it before. If Klopp leaves or if Trent goes somewhere else or in a different system where, yeah, you can do all of that modern day fullback stuff, but you need to do something else, you're going to be in trouble. It looks like whenever Liverpool have to defend, it looks like a culture shock because rightly so, they don't have to do that too many times throughout the season. Well, wait, they definitely have to now, innit? Really. DG, thoughts on if we lose Thomas for an extended period for any reason? We do not have an adequate like-for-like replacement. Perhaps change of formation, go back to a back three, then realign the midfield. You could do that, or I just feel we just got to commit to playing them zippy, tap, 1-2s, you know, really, because we won't have the still. If we're not going to bring someone in, obviously, I want Lokonga to play a lot of minutes this season, but in the quest of top four, in the quest of keeping the run going, if you ask me what am I doing right now, I'd probably look to put Zinchenko in midfield or put Odegaard as an 8 next to Xhaka or do something with that. Or like for like, I think it's an El Nene thing, really and truly. You know what you're gonna get with El Nene. He's gonna have them amazing games once. Be calm. So there's that, really and truly, because of what we're doing. But if we're shipping goals, if we're looking unconfident, if there are them games like, for me, the Newcastle period last season when we lost away, Spurs away, I think you go to a back three, we might draw those games, really. I don't think we lose against Spurs as well if we go to a back three because they couldn't break down low blocks. You know, we went with a back four. We had Holding and Cedric out of control of sorts. What do you think is going to happen? So again, anything that any issues with injuries, it happens to every team. Look at Liverpool; they're struggling with injuries at this moment. But as I said just a few minutes ago, you sign up for that. This is the season. You know what it is. Liverpool had a season where they just about scraped fourth because their centre backs couldn't stay fit. They should have taken them lessons. Arsenal, there's many reasons. Game management, the start of the season, you know, psychologically, you know, managing periods. There's many reasons as holding on to leads. There's many reasons as to why Arsenal season didn't happen or did happen with the way they wanted it to be. One problem was inadequate replacements. Yeah, there was times replacement players came in and done well, but they weren't caught up to task. So if we do struggle because of, I know they can't get into the team, but the Tierney's, the Tomiyasu's, the inevitable parties, if anything even happens to Granit Xhaka or Gabriel, this is what we signed up for. You know, the tactical, I can get onto the players, but they're not in charge of planning the squad. That is on Mikel Arteta and Edu, and we've seen this story. And injuries, as I said, are part and parcel of football. Arsenal, we've got to apply an even bigger tax because we know there's going to be times where, God forbid, but I wouldn't say anyone would be surprised if Jesus and Eddie and Nketiah at some point are both injured, or Zinchenko and Tierney, or both Tomiyasu and Ben White, especially because there's more games this season as well. I hope that's not a thing. I'm just saying these are things you evidently have to consider, really and truly. Winter is coming. Make sure you've got your scarf, your gloves, your puffer jacket. You know, make sure your boiler's working. Or if not, you can enjoy the summer. But when it's cold, boy, you're going to be freezing in your flip-flops and shorts, innit? So I don't really have sympathy for that. We're going to live or die by that, really and truly. Because on one hand, Arsenal do have depth now, but on the other hand, do we really? Arsenal depth, of course. Hey, good questions, man. You lot making the timestamps for me. Let's change that to 26. I'm going to cut that up, and that will be a video on my live stream. Martial assist. Ronaldo come outside. I hear it. If we recruit who we need and we're still top 3 by Christmas, we have to consider the title, or am I being posted by the delusional Arsenal fans? Listen, I don't know where Arsenal are in the league table. I think what we need to do is just keep doing what we're doing in it. Like the gaffer said, let's just focus on where we're looking at the when we get to the 10-12 game mark and take it from there, really. You know, we just have to keep working hard, you know, enjoy the highs, work on the lows. I would say when that inevitable loss happens, can we react? Because you look at that Southampton, Brighton and Palace period, where was the reaction? Start of the season, I'm being a bit harsh, but Brentford, we probably should have won. Obviously, against City and Chelsea, your hands are tied, but could there have been a reaction? So it's an interesting one. From a possible 105 points that Arsenal can still win, how many do you think we'll get away with? I don't know, Chris. I can't predict the future, man. I hope we can get 105. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Same, I would have loved to have had Paqueta do the Arsenal, do the Wenger thing, pure creativity. Big up yourself, Manny, because you're always here. If I could dream, I would take Neto this window over a centre mid, then get Bellingham next summer if we get top 4. I think they're both a priority, but I'm not going to lie. If you offered, I'd probably lean towards a midfielder because I keep saying we're going to live or die by midfield. Everything is wavy right now, but boy, and it, you know, we're doing our thing, but boy, I think I need a midfielder. If we can get Tonali over Telemans, I'd take it in a sec. Looks like Ainsley, Maitland-Niles and Pepe be on the way out this week. Hopefully, we can see some more outgoings and some more incomings. Emerson has been sighted with West Ham. West Ham are looking to have a new fullback. Big up yourself from Ireland, man. How we breaching FFP? Allegedly, that's what it said, man. 118 likes. We get to 200. We take that in. Morning, everybody. Morning, 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 morning. Big up you lot, man. Been waiting for this, the win in DG stream. If Arsenal won all the remaining matches, they'll definitely be champions. Really? I never knew that. Really? Twitch just sent out the wrong announcement, my guy. Twitch are doing me dirty. What the hell is going on? Yeah, oh, see? Why is it saying Man United, Liverpool watch along? What's all of that foolishness? That was yesterday, bro. See why you can't rely on technology? Neto is a good player, but I think there are other areas that require attention. I hear that. There's no profit being made by Arsenal. But hey, crazy. All right, we've got Mohamed and Jesus in the team, so I wouldn't know, you know. DG, Hudson-Odoi or Gordon. I mean, Gordon's playing week in, week out in the Premier League, so I'll give it to him. But I'd rather go with Hudson-Odoi at this moment in time. You seen Casemiro's deal, 5 years for a 30-year-old, 20 million a year. I can't blame him for the peas. End of the day, if he helps United, the money don't matter. But United is dangerous. Selling my Arsenal lacquer shirt from the Armory. Any keen? You're moving brazy. Pardon me, DG, do you think Arsenal could use the remaining budget to sign a quality midfielder, then perhaps use the loan market to bring in a couple of other attacking players? I mean, unless there's some very good opportunities in the loan market, or we do what the Italian clubs do, loans with options to buy, IOU settings, I wouldn't advocate for that, really. Obviously, unless you can find the Odegaard sort of situations and that, then potentially, but I'd want permanent players, and quality is subjective. What I deem as quality, you know, the Tonalis, the Paquetas, the Rafinas, these sort of guys are unattainable, innit? And if you can't bring in people of that ilk, I don't really advocate for it. But you need a midfielder. If you've got the budget, why not? Make it happen, man. A quality midfielder, whether it's a goal-scoring midfielder, whether it's someone that can control the tempo, it changes Arsenal's fortunes a lot. It helps us actually defend. You saw against Bournemouth, defending is obviously positioning, how you press, how you get back, your shape, but it's also how you hold on to the ball. And City understand that. They make tactical fouls, which we're doing now with Jesus, you know, holding on to the ball. These are elements we need to do, especially games away from home. You know, let's be real with ourselves. Crystal Palace, we did our thing, but it weren't what we expected. Neither was Bournemouth. But there's going to be some tricky testing away games for us, and we need to be able to hold on to the ball and stifle the fans and whatnot. I mean, Saka, I don't know why Saka cuts them holes in the back of his socks. He seems to enjoy doing that. I don't know why, but doing his thing in it, little chilly. Gordon has told Everton / Frank Lampard he wants to join Chelsea. He's keen to play in the Champions League and boost his World Cup chances. Everton have been made aware. Chelsea ready to pay 50 million plus a guaranteed guaranteed 50 million plus 10 million in add-ons, people. So yeah, make of that what you will. What's your FPL team looking like, DG? Last time I checked, I was top 3, so I'll take that. Sup, DG? Hector, Ainsley, and Pepe out. Neto and Telemans in. Best transfer window in years. Trent lacks the awareness to play centre mid. Right back is perfect. He can see what he needs to see in front of him, and he's only really worried about 2 players max. And I think he missed Fabinho yesterday, if I'm completely honest with you, screening and whatnot. If El Nene is starting over Lokonga at 6, we might as well shot him taking up place on the bench. Now, I'd rather Lokonga play because I believe in Lokonga. I think he needs to get up to speed with things. We need to give him an opportunity, whether he takes it or not, makes mistakes, plays well. It's neither here nor there. But as much as I'm on this youngster thing and this project thing, there's also the thinking cap of, there's 38 games. Arsenal need to get top 4. And obviously, confidence is high. You could probably bring Lokonga in right now and he would do all right versus if things were going negative. But in the hungerness for top 4, in the fact of, there's goals to obtain, right now at this moment in time, I would probably, if Partey got injured or for things off the field got clipped out the team today, I'm probably going to play El Nene. That's just me being real with you lot. Come on, shout Bob. Bye. This big up DG. Keep up the great content. South London's finest. Appreciate you, man. I'm trying to look good thing in the gym still. Can tell Chelsea don't have a director of football. Their owner's just playing thingy, man. Real life FIFA/football manager. Pepe could be going to Nice. Martial is a baller. Yes, DG saying you've actually just reminded me I need a trim later. Safe. I hear that, man. I hear that, man. Was disappointed to see United play well. I was hoping the slump would go longer. We could turn them over for a lot in a few weeks easily. I mean, it is what it is, man. It could be an even game. Trying the thing. I'm good, South London, man. Appreciate that for asking, man. Here talking football with you lot, man. Who would be your dream signing next summer if we get top 4? Dream? Money is a thing, innit? But Jude Bellingham. Well, there's not too many dream signings, man. Them Sanes, Gnabry's, Camavingas, Jude Bellingham, all of these sort of guys, man. All of these sort of guys. But like everyone who's a wavy footballer, man. Why not? I wouldn't say there's. Whoever the small percentage of them top footballers that are around, anyone, man. Paqueta and that. Just anyone wavy, man. I'm taking Gomez as a full centre-back. Thoughts on Rashford's potential offside compared to Jesus? I didn't think he was offside, to be fair with you. I think Jesus got zanged, but it is what it is, man. We need Neto if we're serious. I hear that. Getting ripped by a Langa is a new low. Crazy, man. We was top at Christmas in 13-14 and ended 4th. People need to relax. Amen. Let's relax, man. Did you like the relegation battle yesterday? Bro, Sancho was making man skank, bro. What's good, bro? Off topic. Do you think this Liverpool side have got to the point where the cycle is over? I don't necessarily know over, but it needs some new blood. And I say that Darwin Núñez got himself sent off, so could play no part. They did bring in Diaz and Jota is injured, but I think they need new blood. I think they've played a dangerous game and they've got away with it and kept players fit, but I just don't think the depth is there in midfield, in defense. Saying that, when everyone's fit, Konate, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, probably missing out someone crazy. But yeah, man, you can't be relying on Milner and them thing there, man. Top 4 is definitely yours if you keep this up. Just keep working hard, man. Just keep working hard. Let's not get carried away. In the same way, when Arsenal lose 3 games or we don't get 3 points, don't get excited negatively. We saw this whole script last year. As much as prior to last night, United obviously went and won, but they were doing poor. Liverpool as well. Arsenal was the best thing since sliced bread for large parts of the season when we was talking of maybe even looking at 3rd. They were talking about relegation this time last year. So everyone just needs to chill out a little bit, man. Just cool, man. Just cool. Just relax, man. As the gaffer says, just 10, 12 games, we start looking at what things are happening and then we move from there. All I'm focused on, as I keep saying, is December. Then I'm focused on from January to April. Then I'm just focused on getting into May and wherever we are, if provided we're in top 4, just don't slip up. I mean, we'd love it. Yeah, De Jong, these guys are wavy, man. Can we beat United now with Casemiro? I mean, Casemiro isn't going to win every game for United. He's human. He's saying, I'm there, Jason, man. Big up DG tuning in from Nairobi. Shout to Kenyans. What are your thoughts on not signing us a DM? And is the FFP going to block that? I don't think it will block that. And whether an 8 or a 6, I think we need that. Smash the likes and subscribe. Roll to 50,000 and follow the Twitch links in the description. Don't forget, 4:30 we'll be speaking Pedro Neto with Dave from Talking Wolves as well, folks. We need at least 5 more players, in my opinions. What's needed is another right back, centre mid, 8-6, right winger, and another striker. Need squad depth over the season to be able to get anything from this season. 50 million for Pepe. We might as well keep him if it's just for the bench. Why spend 40 million on a bench winger? Midfield is priority. You're forgetting English tax, bro. I think Neto is worth twice that of Gordon, and I'll be sitting and saying that if I'm Wolves, especially if I've just made 40 odd million on Gibbs White, but it's English premium, you know. Gibbs White 40 odd million, Gordon 50 odd million, you know. Even Ben White 50 million off the back of one Premier League season. It's something that comes with the territory, really, really and truly. And it's not about these players' ability. Football fees matching ability and quality over quantity and them things there. It's gone out the window. It's what you can hustle. Maguire, Pepe, Ndombele, Lukaku. You know, Naby Keita's hardly done anything at Liverpool. I'm being a bit harsh to him. 50 million for Sigurdsson, you know. Iwobi's doing all right in the 8 role, but that's expensive, you know. Dele Alli and what it could have been. I know he's going to Besiktas, but what it could have been for Everton. It's what you can hustle, you know. Football valuation's gone a long way. Even when you look at players that are actually worth it. If you're a very talented player, you know, and you can be your quality player now, but you could be even better in the future, you're going for big money. Vinicius Jr. played 2 seconds in Brazil. Big money to Madrid, and you see all of them sort of things. Mbappe, 200 odd million to PSG at the time for the potential and his ability right now, but the potential of what he could be, you know, sort of thing. And there's many other players like that. Football fees are not worth that and are not worth anything really. Bring in Neto and Tielemans and we're sorted for the season to get top 4 and win Europa. I think it's going to take more than just signings, but I hear you. Then bring in a DM and right back next season to compete with Tommy and Partey. We can challenge for the title. I don't know about challenging for the title because signing players is one thing. Mentally, we need to get into a certain headspace. We need to know how good we are at our worst. We need to know if players are still going to play with this confidence when things are going wrong, when you're losing, when you've tried a pass, it ain't worked, and the opposition's gone down the back of your half and gone and scored. It's easy to be confident and people to play with style when things are going well. Sun is shining. You know, only a few players within this Arsenal squad based off last season, when things are going bad, stand up to be counted. So there's a lot of questions that need answers, but so far, so good. I believe in Lokonga. To be fair, at least Pepe had a decent season in France. Is Firmino even good enough as a backup, DG, or should he be doing false 9 at Chelsea or something? I think he's good to be part of the squad. Pepe to Leo would be a good deal. Pepe to Leicester, I think you're saying, would be a good deal with Tielemans trade. To be fair, Pepe was linked with a move to Leicester again. So it could be something. Real Madrid received offers of 90 million for Valverde from Premier League clubs, but they can't sell him, bro. It makes no sense. You just let Casemiro go. He's going to get a lot more football. I rate Neto, but a centre mid is a must. How would you rate United's performance last night, DG? Quality. You know, there was still the little brain farts, but quality, really. They stood up to be counted. 146 likes, people. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're almost at 200. Do you think Aubameyang might come back to haunt us, DG? Maybe, but so we got rid of him. What I would say is, obviously, you can't predict the future, but certain man have found 20, 30 million quid from that. Yeah, he probably is clear blood. What you want this season? What's a sackable offence? Well, I don't think if you don't get top 4, questions need to be answered. Big money's been spent last summer. Money's been spent this year. Arteta and the boys have said it. They've said top 4. They've indirectly said trophies. Bro, there has to be question marks, really and truly. Have we got to a point where if he's not able to, I like Arteta, but you might be the guy to do what we needed Emre to do. And maybe we might need to bring in someone else potentially that is cut off the same cloth, really. I don't know. And many people say, who would you get? I don't know. Galtier would have been mine, but he's at PSG. But if you gave it to Arteta, who has the potential to be a certain manager, didn't come with that, could there be others? You know? Could there be others? But I hope it all goes right, man. I like Arteta. Thoughts on Iwobi outlasting Delhi. He plays for Arsenal. That one plays for Spurs. You know the thing. Simple as that. At this point, players don't match price tags. It's what they do to suit the system. It's all about what you can hustle, bro. Premier League, foreign clubs know Premier League. It's like when you go on holiday, you know, anywhere, whether you're from, you know, if you're British and you're from Africa or in the Caribbean or Asia or wherever, you're going to pay. If you're not certain and you can't do certain accents, you're going to have to pay a premium than the locals. It's like that's how foreign clubs look at the English Premier League. Rightly so, there's peace and people are doing dumb shit with money, you know. And Premier League teams know everybody's got money, and you know you lot got more money. You can't bully teams no more. If you want players, Brighton weren't getting. You know, you go back to the early 2000s or in the 90s. We're not paying. Obviously, it's different, but we're grabbing Ben White very easily. You know, Maguire very easily to United, and so on and so forth. And many other examples. You can't do them things now. If you want the P's, if you want the players, you put up the P's. Graham Potter would be a shout. 30 million for Ainsley. He's got a year left on his deal. And I didn't say Arteta and Edu haven't done well, and Chelsea have wasted money. We've wasted money as well, not necessarily them. You know, as I've previously said, Mikel Arteta and Edu have done good work, you know, and they've inherited a club that made bad decisions, but there's bad decisions of their own. You know, Aubameyang new deal, you gave him the deal and it committed and ripped it up. Willian was costly. Marie was costly on the basis of what you paid to the game played. So there is L's of their own. They're both important. I'd rather a centre mid than a winger, but they're both important. We need goal scorers. We need more depth. We need competition. We need centre mids. I mean, Modric deserves that. Street saying United wants St. Maximin. I'd take him on the left any day. Could be a shout. I think the team is battle hardened with the tough season they had. I hope they learn their lessons, but I can't draw. I would love to. I want to draw a conclusion, but I can't draw a conclusion on 3 games. I want to, but I can't. 60 million for Cucurella. Braze, exactly. You have to pay the P's. You want the guys. Or you do what City said. You said, you know what? Sergio Gomez, 12 million. Cancelo can do something. We'll make something happen. We'll step away. Chelsea said, no, we need him. Pay the P's. Neto is perfect to have in case one of our wingers gets injured or needs resting. He can boss on both sides. We need depth for Saka's position. We can't burn him out so quickly. People need to consider Pepe actually has to live in the area he plays. Easy to ask why he doesn't go Newcastle, Leicester, but respectfully, does he want to live there or the south of France? There you have it. We can't just hustle. We just can't hustle, DG. That's the only thing Edu can't do, but we'll see if any of the new players that want to cut what fee they can fetch. Wouldn't say good signing, but if West Ham need that, then they'll, you know, at least they're looking at areas. 40 more likes, folks. Great start. Great start. I ain't even got no water. This is peak. I normally have water. We go, man. We keep going. Anyone dismissing United does so at their own peril. Ten Hag will get a tune out of them. Bro, it's to say Arsenal. Me as an Arsenal fan, I know the dynamics are different, but the project thing that United are doing is near. It's not identical, but it's the same, you know. I'd say Ten Hag's learning his lesson. Obviously, you might need Maguire, Shaw, and Ronaldo, but he rubbed them out. You got a result. I'd say I said it in the build up to the game. The only thing Ten Hag could be guilty of is being naive with some of these players and trusting players that have failed other managers, really. But at the same time, you can only play what you've got. He needs time to, you know, they look sharper than Liverpool. They look and United have looked fitter this season. They press well. It's just they need some quality, and that was the only game where they looked full functioning. And they do. I don't like to praise players for the minimum, but the players were doing the flipping minimum, having pride in their own personal performances. Then obviously when you respect yourself, which the players weren't, then you can start playing for the manager, the fans, the teammates, etc. There was personal pride. The lot had a good game, in my opinion. He didn't want to get savaged by them, man. You know, Lisandro Martinez wanted to defend more than Liverpool players wanted to score. Credit where due. Good game from them, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Only difference is that Chelsea have been able to recoup fees from their wasted signings. I hear that. I don't know. You know, if we're going from summer and already thinking about signing people in January, then we're doing something wrong. As much as I like new signings and whenever the market's open, I don't advocate signing for no reason. January, if we're signing players, we've done something wrong. The only luxury you can give is some players might want to leave. You know, some opportunities on the market that weren't there might become available. Obviously, we might suffer with some injuries and have to bring some players in. We're going to win the league. I hope so, but boy. So I'm not too sure, man. Shout yourself, Francis. Big up, DG. I'm happy with where we are. The players should not allow slipping out of the top 4. Try trying catch-ups has proven unattainable. And again, fans, we can't get giggity as well. You know, when Arsenal do have that wobble, because the table's going to fluctuate. I'd love it to be Arsenal top 2 points clear, but we're going to move up and down and all around as we did last season. So it's down for the fans to not get giggity when they see that as well, in my opinion. We're going to have L's. We're going to have W's. We're going to play absolutely terrible and win some games. We're going to play amazing and lose some games. We're going to not deserve anything and draw. We're going to deserve everything and get nothing. This is how football works. But as long as we can react to it, we should be okay. If you can't, then, boy, it is what it is. Big up Azerbaijan, man. Arsenal on 1 for now. Salah on 1 for now. It's great to be human around this time. Huh? Don't know. I hear that, man. Yesterday, United showed you could be your best friend, your own worst enemy or an own best friend. Let's just get a sign in. And those in the squad already should work hard and smart. Liverpool need their midfield to be scary. We're 22 games unbeaten in 2022. Exactly. I'd like to think Benny Blanco can develop to cover 6. He can play there, but can we have the best of both worlds? Can we have the Ben Whites, the Zinchenko's, these guys able to play multiple roles, but can we have some more like replacements? Because it is what it is. I keep saying DG champion Leicester-like season. I hope so, bro, but we have to revisit that, man. Maybe you got a crystal ball. Maybe you can see something I can't see, but boy, it's been a couple games, my guy. And Leicester-like season, we still didn't take advantage. Come on, my dude. And shout JA as well, man. Come on. Green screen not quite nice to that, but yeah, I just clocked this over there. Boy, and I'm wearing natural. Didn't even think about that. Have United signed Anthony already? Do you see him on their website? Probably not then. Really? Probably not, my dude. Let's make sure we're on task. I mean, is it Pedro Neto this week? We're getting to the end of the window as well. Ain't the transfer window closed next week? We'll have to see, man. There you are. Might as well scour the net quickly and see what's going on here. I mean, Pepe's been linked with Leicester. I mean, anywhere, bro. If Leicester aren't taking you permanently, why not, man? Pepe on loan plus a reduced fee for Telemans. Let's do this thing, man. Predictable. Football is so predictable. Based on the Liverpool result, you knew you was going to wake up today and see certain things. We're flirting with 200 likes, man. Patting that up, people. What's this guy saying? Everyone and their nan's got an opinion on this Pedro Neto thing. There's hella articles. I guess I don't mind it. It's more things for us to look at. Let's set this to past hour, man. Anything other than that? Martinelli contract. Fuck with that. That's like early signing. Hey, we come a long way from them Noah Lang links and these sort of guys, man. Come a long way from Arsenal fans rationalising signing bloody Ryan Fraser, bro. I'll never forgive certain Arsenal fans for that. That was meaty. All types of meatiness. Liverpool FFG out, always trying to be like United. Pepe to Leicester. I was going to say we're about to revoke your visa when I didn't see the JA flag. I rep both sets, boy. Are you mad? Dual heritage and that, boy. Proud to have the Bayesian blood. And obviously, it's a wave. Get me? But yeah, I'm wearing blue. So, yeah, man. Flag both sets. Isn't Neto a left winger? I mean, he can play on the left and the right. I've been fighting Arsenal fans for a long time on YouTube. Not you necessarily, but I remember Arsenal fans, and you can actually find the videos. Oh, my God. Pepe can't play on the left and the right. Saka can't play on the left. And the Saka one, I was like, loggerheads. I was like, I'm not a genius, but did you watch him in the academy? He can play on the right. Lo and behold, Martinelli can't play on the right until he's affecting the game against Bournemouth from the right, or against United at Old Trafford where we lost. He had a good game from the right. It's crazy, bro. I'm sorry. You can have a favoured side, but any footballer that can't play on the left or the right if you're a winger, it's a dickhead thing. It's an idiot thing. Come on now. Still ain't fussed about United. That man probably going to lose to Southampton. People get the likes up to 200 real quick. I have to put my hands up on the Ryan. I can't rationalize that. That was Buki, man. I understand it. The club bandiolied it, but fans, some fans would have wanted Isaac and Ryan Fraser. That's bandioli. I'll never forget the Ryan Fraser ones because I'm sure he had a decent assist record. And people like, oh man, he's got a decent assist record. Imagine being at a better team like Arsenal. He's gonna get more. Stop being name brand. I'm not name brand. Ryan Fraser's just not it. He's not it. Respectfully to Fraser, because you're not it, man. We Arsenal fans just got to stay humble with it. Just keep this run going as much as we can and go from there. There'll be bigger tests to come. If I was confident that we would do business in Jan, I'd say leave the team as in January, strengthening those areas. But January, you have less time. No one really wants to sell players. You know, you're going to have to pay a premium. Do it now. Why wait? It's all fun and games talking about a midfielder in January. If there's a crisis in midfield or loss of form, bro, the points are going to be affected. And then we're going to sit here in May and say, oh, about this and about that. 14 assists, that's wavy, but you lot were bandoliering yourselves. Who is Fraser? I don't know, man. He must have been, I think he's a footballer. Some Arsenal fans wanted, I don't know. I can't lie, I felt like that. Ollie Watkins as well. People are, oh, he's an Arsenal fan. Allow it, man. Allow it, man. Isaac Kuzmidi, bro. Like, Isaac's decent, but he does the bandulu goals, man. Allow it, bro. If we wanted people scruff shots, we might as well have just kept Iwobi, man. I'm just counting the days to face Spurs. Don't know about you. We due to a proper smacking on them. I don't know, man. Let's hope so, bro. Let's just hope so, man. Let's just stay humble. Bro, I told you, you lot's talent ID is shit, bro. Bright Fraser was doing well, but it was Meady, man. It's Meady. It's not the thing. It's not the lick. You lot got excited. I mean, it happens to all of us. You lot got excited, man. I tried to save you lot. Tried to tell you, look, that's not the one, man. 193 likes, 7 more people clicked that. Let's go, man. I'm ready to look at the transfer news myself. Let's not get ahead of ourselves yesterday. United humbled Liverpool, who had a 9-0 last season aggregate. They had to stop somewhere. I don't get why Liverpool don't play 4-2-3-1, trying to force false 9-4-3-3. It's tired now. But hey, it's crazy. DG, this is a tight squad like a family. It will make a difference. It should. I mean, the family thing is there from based on last season, but that family shit can only help you so far. Like, keep that, build on that, but there's more than just that. We're moving silent. Now, my talent ID is elite. Sometimes we miss. I hear it. We need a beast on the wing, not privileged kids from Portugal. A bit harsh. How you know he's privileged? How you know he's not a beast? Bit harsh, bit weird, isn't it? You don't know nothing about his life, man. Bit harsh. Don't forget 4:30. We're going to talk Pedro Neto again with a Wolves fan, people. Make sure you set your reminders, hit the like button, and all of those good things, people. Where are we at in terms of likes? 202. I love to see it. Keep going, people. Can we get to 300? But let me make my time stamp. What's the time on the clock? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? It is transfer news business. Tab police, you're going to have to allow me. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know for that one, but I hear it, man. I don't hear it, but yeah, man. Maneuver with that. Big up you for that one. Scrolling across. Fucking hell, there's a lot in it. Bloody hell. Geezer. So yeah, let's start looking at this. Tab police, allow me. Where should we start? Let's start with this FFP stuff. Now, spoiler alert, I don't think we have anything to worry about because as Daniel Cutts has said here, looked at because Arsenal were spending money and quickly dismissed by UEFA, dealing within their means and can still spend lots more this summer if they want. That's the good news. But the articles have been saying, and this was yesterday/today, exactly, Kaka was privileged. He weren't a favela Brazilian youth. Done Latin and got 12 GCSEs. He was a bloody good player for Chelsea, wasn't he? Arsenal are placed on UEFA Watchlist with Barca and PSG for potentially breaching FFP rules after the Gunners report staggering 213 million loss over 3 years. Again, fear mongering. If we've got nothing to worry about, we've got nothing to worry about. 20 European clubs have been placed on this watchlist, people. We're one of them. It is what it is. Where's the others? You lot can read this in the finances. If there's nothing in it, it's a mean story, really. Apparently, there's 10 other European sides. That includes Barcelona, PSG, Juventus, Inter Milan, and Roma. So them teams there, you don't really want to be next to, but is what it is. FFP is a flawed logic. So there you have that, people. Arsenal insiders insist they are and will be compliant with UEFA rules and have received no warning from Europeans governing body UEFA, you know, and they've declined to comment, but it's believed it will initiate discussions with any club perceived to be at racks. So that's something to consider. Fabrizio Romano on Telemans has said he's one of the priorities in the list for Arsenal since May. They've always been in contact with people. Maybe they're waiting for more outgoing. So nothing really new there. FFP does feel like a myth, really. You know, Wenger thought that was going to be it. On Pedro Neto, it's true. He's the priority. He's a player super appreciated by Edu and Mikel Arteta. They consider him a perfect player for the idea of football they are having. It was already discussed internally. Let's see what happens. And again, on Neto, at the moment, the stance of Wolves is that they hope to keep the player and they're asking for important money. I think more than 50 million. Let's see what Arsenal will decide. But for sure, he's one of the players they are targeting, folks. Pedro Neto, Arsenal fear being priced out of move for top transfer target as Wolves demand up to 50 million. Arsenal fear they will be priced out of a move for Wolves winger Pedro Neto. As you know, we spent more than 100 million already, and you're hoping that doesn't stop because for me, definitely a centre mid and a winger minimum, maybe a couple of others, but them two there, you know, on the pursuit of Lisandro Martinez, maybe there's scope for another winger as well. Man said winger, bro. Yeah, we're still keen to recruit a winger, though, and the club have identified Neto as a top target, and obviously Pepe might be keeping it moving. Don't forget to subscribe with Amazon Prime, Twitch gang. A switch to North London for the Portugal international before the transfer window shuts next week will be tough. Wolves could demand as much as 50 million. He signed a new contract in March, a 5-year deal at that. Arsenal want to sign a new winger as club record signing. Pepe is in talks. A replacement for the Ivorian. He is represented by super agent Mendes, who brokered Vieira's move from Porto to the Emirates earlier this summer. Neto grew up an Arsenal fan. He was voted for the 2020-21 campaign player of the season. He had a serious knee injury, but looks to be putting that behind him. I don't see us spending 70 million on a winger and midfielder. I hear that. Get the likes up to 300 now, people. We should go for Diaby. He's just signed a new deal, and he'll probably cost more than Neto, really, because yesterday when we was looking at Neto, apparently we saw that we're willing to pay 35. We can go up to as high as 50. Apparently they're willing to allow us to do the structured Bright House payments, so we'll have to see. Apparently he's keen on the move, but who knows? Arsenal are trying to negotiate a deal for Wolves winger Pedro Neto, but will not be held to ransom for the Portuguese international after being priced out of a deal for Neves earlier in the summer. Arsenal are wary of Wolves' demands for the wide player, says Mark Irwin. It's understood that Arsenal are prepared to offer as much as 35 million for Neto. Wolves are looking for at least 50, despite just signing a ready-made replacement in 27.5 Ronaldo Guedes. And they've held on to Ruben Neves at least for a year. They've sold Gibbs White for abnormal amount of money, so he's calm, man. Where do you think Vieira plays? He could play off the right, like against Swansea on the 21s level. I want to see him as a 10 or a left-sided 8, especially if we don't bring in a left-sided 8, man. It's unlikely Arsenal will be able to match Wolves' huge valuation. There have been no talks between the clubs. As we know, it's Mendes. We're talking with Mendes. Mendes is talking on behalf of Wolves and Arsenal. He's probably leaning on Wolves to let the man go, and then he's feeding back to Arsenal to know the feasibility and what sort of fee. There's no official dialogue between Arsenal and Wolves. So if there's no official dialogue, there's no fees agreed. There can't be a medical. The player can't hold no shirt. So we're nowhere near there yet, people. I haven't seen much. I haven't even seen much of Neto. Have you been watching it? So if you haven't seen much of Neto, how can 50 million be too much for him? Rightly or wrongly, if you haven't seen him. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. It just doesn't make sense. If you haven't seen someone, you know, if you don't know something about an item, if you're not, if I have an art picture, an art like from an art gallery, and I don't know about arts, how can I put a value on it? It's not making sense. But yeah, it's unlikely Arsenal would be able to match Wolves' huge valuation. There's been no talks between the two clubs, and it's likely Arsenal would have to sell to fund the transfer or hope the deal could be structured in a way would bring the fee down. The Times understands Arsenal have been in discussions with his agent, George Mendes, over a potential deal, and he's tried to get his client, Felix, out of Atletico. Ronaldo might leave United. If Neves goes to Arsenal to go with Fabio Vieira and anything else he's doing, Mendes is getting paid out here, people. Yeah, man, over a deal, but the finances around such deal would make it complicated. Wolves do not want to sell and value him between 50 and 60 million quid, people. Arsenal opened talks with Martinelli over a new long-term deal on a huge pay rise after stunning start to the season. Lovely to commit the 21-year-old. You know, if you can commit him, Saka, Saliba, I'd actually, and everybody else, then if these players ever want to leave, we can get good money. And if not, they can be used to help build things, people. We need to, bro, that's exactly what we need to do, bro. And I mean, if we're willing to spend 35 million and give them 15, 20 million in additional payments, you know, I don't mind that. I don't even care if Arsenal spend 50 million up front because we've done a lot worse, really. As long as Arteta knows how he can make him better at 22, and he's a player I've looked at since he was at Braga and Lazio, I'm having him. Talks are progressing well between Arsenal and Nice for Pepe. Positive conversations also today over a loan deal until next year. Salary coverage now discussed as final step. Pedro Neto part of AFC list, as David Ornstein reported, but priority is still outgoings. And the more we hear Pepe leaving to go to Nice, Ainsley Maitland-Niles to West Ham, whether it be Betis or Barcelona in Bellerin's case, the more we get, the more they go, the more that's needed, man. The more we can make some movements. Arsenal have already held initial talks over a move for Neto. Arsenal want to pay 35 million. Wolves want a huge 50. No official bid yet, but Arteta a huge fan of the winger, as it states here, folks. What's going on here? There you have it, 214, man. Up the rates. Jamrock TV, shout out to you for gifting out a community sub over there on Twitch. You're a great guy. So there's that. An English club arrives on Nicolas Pepe. Google Translate ain't doing much, but apparently Leicester are also looking at Nicolas Pepe, people. I don't really buy that because it seems like we're advancing, but who really cares as long as the man goes? Should he not stay at Arsenal at the end of the transfer window? The Ivorian is courted by several clubs in Europe. You'd imagine Leicester are more likely to pay his wages, provided he wants to go there, people. And it seems like he could be going Nice, but the Leicester rumours have reappeared, really and truly. And that, right on goal, Leicester could give it a go for shock Arsenal transfer before the window shuts, people. They could make a move for Nicolas Pepe before the transfer window shuts, according to reports in France. It's come primarily out of France, so you've got to look at it. You know, is that games being played by Arsenal to get this over the line? Is it legitimate? I don't really know, man. So I'm not too sure. Liverpool have been linked with YOURI TIELEMANS, right on time, people. Obviously, with their midfield problems highlighted against United yesterday, Liverpool could make late window bid to sign Arsenal target YOURI TIELEMANS, which puts a spanner in the works for Arteta. Again, I don't know how credible Ben Jacobs is when it comes to stuff, but yeah, let's see exactly what he said. As an aside, Arsenal better hurry if they want Tielemans. It wouldn't remotely surprise me if Liverpool changed their stance and consider a late window bid. Tielemans still wants Arsenal, and a move remains very possible. Leicester braced for offers. So yeah, man, and I mean he'd have to consider it, really. Arsenal confident of loaning out phenomenal player. Think club will pay most of his wages. Gassing it. I mean, we've got at least minimum 50-50, ideally 60-40 where Nice are concerned, really, where Pepe is. But it seems like the only thing holding that up is the wages, or who is going to be paying those wages. And again, when it comes to Pepe, Nice have it confirmed Pepe's loan is without a buy option. His arrival is expected this week, so he can play against Marseille, where he could play against, technically a teammate in Tavares. It's impossible for him to play on Thursday in whatever Nice are in because he wasn't registered. Arsenal resigned to taking a massive hit on Pepe. He was set to join Nice on loan with an option to buy next summer for around 15 million quid. Now, again, that's very different. 1 minute there is a thing and then there's not. In relation to Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Arsenal expect to offload Ainsley Maitland-Niles before the transfer deadline, with West Ham, Bournemouth, Fulham and 2 Europe clubs among those to show interest in the versatile England international. Get it done, innit? You know, he's on the last year of his deal. Keep it moving, really. It's as simple as that. He ain't got a future here, if I'm completely honest with you. Once again, where Pedro Neto is concerned, people, Arsenal will push to conclude winger signing. Formal discussions have taken place with Mendes over a deal for Neto, but not Wolves. But following the sale of Morgan Gibbs White to Forest, Wolves do not feel inclined to sell. However, an offer in the region of 50 million could swing the balance should Arsenal be willing to bid that high. I don't know. And obviously, it's just going on with what's going to happen with Pepe. Scrolling all the way down, I need some water. Neto is not the only target under consideration, with Yeremy Pilo also of interest among others. The identities of those players are not known as Arsenal continue to operate beneath the radar. For now, the Portugal international remains the priority. As long as it means you're going back for Yeremy Pino, you're going to bring something, it's calm. I don't like we tried business. Once again, Fulham, Bournemouth, West Ham are all interested in Ainsley. Keep it moving. We play Fulham on the weekend. Start talking. Apparently, Barcelona have asked Bellerin to wait for them until the end of the window. I think we're all tired of seeing that. Final stage of negotiations now to discuss Pepe's salary for Nice, says Romano. And apparently it's a dry loan. Bellerin would be signed as a free agent and would have going to give them more free signings. I hear it. And then they're going to end up flogging him in a couple of years. They'll probably loan him out or sell him to Betis next year when they realize he can't take a bloody throw-in. So, yeah, really and truly, that's just that. Once again, Hector Bellerin's been asked by Barca to wait for them until the end of the window. They've been linked with quite a couple of fullbacks. On Aubameyang, Florian Palettenberger said, we've been told that all parties are optimistic to finalize the deal in the next few days. Tuchel wants him. Aubameyang wants the transfer agreement between Aubameyang and Chelsea. In principle, talks about 20 million euros plus bonus payments. So, yeah, it is what it is. Granit Xhaka's goal involvements in each of the last 4 Premier League seasons. So far this season, he's got a goal and 2 assists. And that was his record for the last 3 campaigns. So he's developing under Mikel Arteta, as you can see. Let's see what the Scum newspaper has had to say in relation to any other Arsenal news. Shout out young Tom Smith, who has joined Bromley National League side on loan. The 20-year-old's going out on loan to get experience, and he's the latest academy prospect to follow Mika Berev, Marcelo Flores, Brooke Norton-Coffey, Ryan Elabroso, Miziza Gongbo, and many others will be here all day. There's Bearman that have gone out on loan. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see what's going on here. I mean, Martinelli new deal, Neto's 50 million price tag, lies about FFP concerns. Look at this pussy. Hope you die in there, you pussy. I'm not even going to read that article, you pussy. You get, hey, dons like you should die, bro. Pussy, what are we doing that for? Anyways, it don't seem big up Brooke Norton-Coffey for going out on loan. That's about it, really, you know. We'd all love Lucas Paqueta, but them rumours seem to have been gone. What else is there in that regards? Again, we can send back over the initial reports. The Athletic did break it first, and if you did miss out on these things, people, apparently the top target is Pedro Neto. Talks have taken place for more than a month, and central to the dialogue is the middleman Mendes, who represents Neto and has close links to the Molineux and, better yet, Wolves people. Conversations so far have involved Mendes liaising with Arsenal and Wolves separately, which he's the middleman, innit? We don't want to talk to the guy who claims he's the plug. We need to talk to the actual guy, innit? Really. So until Wolves and Arsenal begin to talk, we're no. This is concrete, and we've been watching him before Arteta even stepped foot at this club, people. Their counterparts do not want to sell the 22-year-old this summer. He signed a new deal in March. It's unclear what level of finance it might take for Wolves to contemplate letting one of their key men depart, but discussions are ongoing as Arsenal explore whether a deal could be achievable. Previously, and obviously we have seen towards the end, not just Arsenal, but other clubs, that Neto could be available, people. And with, they brought in Matheus Nunes and Guedes, they might want to tie Neto into what they're doing, or they might say, you know what, we'll let you go. So it all depends what you're looking at there. Once again, Arsenal are in talks, people. We'll have to see how this one develops, really. But I think we'd all welcome new signings. If it seems if TIELEMANS is the one Mikel Arteta wants, and if Pedro Neto is the one Mikel Arteta wants, just get it done at this point. Just get it done, man. Get the outgoings done. Get those 2 players in, and it's a wrap, really and truly. So yeah, man. I think that ends any transfer rumours there was, really, folks. So yeah, that's that. Neto and TIELEMANS, and we're challenging for the league. I'm sorry, but the Kool-Aid's too strong right now. Tony is a shout, but he's Brentford key man. They're gonna ask for way too much money for someone that I'm not playing instead of Gabriel Jesus. If Brighton get if Brighton get 63 million for Cucurella, then Neto ain't going at 50 million. 35 plus 5 in add-ons is pushing, but this is the Premier League. Again, we're making comments on players we don't need. We don't know. Please don't let Pepe go to Leicester. I mean, go wherever you want now, man. Aubameyang proves you can't just drop someone all season and expect a fee for them. He's gone to Barca, scored a few goals, and is now 20 million euros. Neto easily worth 80 million. 80 million. Great player, don't get me wrong, a lot of potential, but 80. What's he done to be worth 80 million? I know it's not about what you do in the game, but it's gone a bit mad now. And who's to say he's going to be a backup? If Neto joins any of the teams he's been linked with, you know that's the risk you take when you join a better team. You're going to have to mix it up. Saka needed a rest since last year now. Barca are actually a shambles. Ainsley has been with us for a lot of years. He needs to go secure his future now. Saka can't just play every game. It's been him or bust as far as right wing is concerned. What happened to Ryan Cherky? He's still at Lyon. Leicester don't want swap deals. They need cash. I don't want swap. Why are we going to do swap deals? There's no need for that. What about Sarr at Watford? I mean, if you could get Rafa Leao, AC Milan, as you said here, that's great. But Sarr of Watford, leave that alone for me. It worries me that the backroom staff don't fully get selling market. Big up my G. I'm happy with Neto. Saka needs a rest. Man's played 100 Premier League games by 20. It's brazy. And Tielemans would top off our window. 35 more weeks. We must relax. Don't you think it's funny we say no on a player last 2 years without getting rid? We loaned them with 2 years left and pay out contracts on last year, it seems. We need to capitalize on a good start and poor form of everyone else. I hear that. Shout yourself, Fred. Big up yourself. Why are we behaving like we don't have money? We were willing to do 60 million on Rafinha. Arguably, Zinchenko's transfer came out, but structure a proper deal, seeing that Wolves have been good negotiators. I kind of base Neto value on Jota. 35 million is about right. Jota did more, really, if I'm honest. If we can get Neto on Carla, that would be nice. I hear that. Check the schedule to know when DG will next be live. I'm next live on YouTube and Twitch at 4:30 with Dave of Talking Wolves. Support your boy. Smash the like. It's free. Big up you lot, man. Where do you think Vieira plays? Left-sided 8 for me, but him and Arteta have made a big song and dance of not being tied down to one position. But you've got to be able to lock down one row and do everything else, or it's pointless. If we bidded 55 million for Rafinha, why not sign Neto for 50? I wish I knew. Neto is going to have to do a thing if he wants to move. Kaka 1 in a million. We need men who have battle scars. Okay, but there's men that grow up in the favelas that are soft. Just how about we just get competent players, bro? Like, I always want competent players. If you grew up in privilege or poverty, that's a shame, but it just makes sure you do a thing. DG, do you think Chelsea and Liverpool are in crisis with their poor performances so far? I wouldn't say crisis. If this is going on when we played double figure Premier League games, then potentially, but I wouldn't say crisis. If Neto can't be obtained, who would be worth for next summer, in your opinion? Not a clue, my guy, if I'm honest with you. Exactly. Amazing comments and talking points. 3 out of 38 people. Relax. Vieira is too lightweight to play left centre mid. He'll get bullied. Wherever he plays, he's going to have to bulk up then, you know. If Zinchenko can do it, he can. If if Bernardo Silva can do it, he can. It's just the mentality and how much you take to the Premier League. Hit the gym, eat some food, and get with it then. I don't think I hope we see it quicker than not, but I don't think we're gonna see. When I say much, you're gonna see him, but I don't think we're gonna see much. Or I bet you I don't expect much from Fabio Vieira this season, but I would say till the turn of the year. I think these next couple of months, I don't think I'm gonna see fireworks. And then once you get up to speed, I'm not saying you're gonna be the best in the league or the team, but I think we'll see the real one really, if that makes sense. These are on me. My mentions on Twitter are a myth. Arteta and Eddie said they don't want him to build. They like the idea of him being slim, but they can do that, you know. Is Bernardo Silva wham? But he's clearly done some training to be able to hold off opponents. You got to do that. There's no way around it. You're going to have, no matter what they say about his physicality, he's going to need to improve that. No matter what they say about his versatility, he's going to, and he can play in multiple roles, but he's going to have to lock down many roles. He's in his early 20s. You're going to go through your whole life not being one. You look at Bernardo Silva. We're accustomed to seeing him play historically as a 10, as a winger. The man plays everywhere. Jesus is a striker. He's played even left back for City. You need to be a specialist of one role and then do other things. Fabio Vieira will be cooking in Europa League group stages. Trust me, let's calm it for now. And that's what I expect of him. What's your thoughts on the young assistant coach at Arsenal? I like the backroom staff, and I think that was the real positive I feel from the all or nothing, if I'm completely honest with you, in that the backroom staff, I know that they do a lot. I know these things, you do as well, but to the vast public, maybe they don't. So it was nice to see Steve Round, Albert, Carlos, all of these guys involved, really, and even the bloody chef, if I'm honest with you. It's not that mad, you know he's an international player. Mahrez never bulked and ripped, man, but he took to the life. You don't have to bulk. You need to physically be on this. You know, bulking don't mean just getting wham. You just need to improve your core, be able to hold off players and things like that. It's as simple as that. You've got to be able to take that, man. That's a lie, man. You can see Bernardo Silva, a bit like David Silva, you know. They took to the life of the Premier League and relished the physical side. You look at them over Ozil. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's either ignorance is bliss or man are not watching football or man are not talking about. Come on, man. Come on, man. I think the deadwood selling stops around now. Everyone in the starting 11 now has value. Hope so. Sarr is going to Aston Villa. Didn't that move break down? Nah, Aubameyang 20 million literally because Chelsea are desperate. That's nothing to do with Aubameyang or Arsenal or whatever. You know, at the end of the day, if there's an idiot, there's a buyer in it. People always desperate in the bookies. The bookies are smart enough to put their shops in regions they know people make dumb decisions. It's where it is. Either way, that might have been bread for us, potentially. What else have we got? Yes, Neto would be good. Saka back up. And make up your mind, special, man. You're changing your mind. Yeah, man. Talks broke down. Leicester Mahrez, don't forget. Is Pino worth a gamble at 30 million? I think so. We've done a lot worse with wingers. We could do a lot worse. And depending on our ability to hustle, you should be able to get that back. Really and truly. Fabio Vieira about to start before Fabio Carvalho. Bit harsh. Not two separate clubs. Bit harsh. Am I with a band for Carnival? I need to be, man. Fuck's sake. Big up the under-21s for demolishing Chelsea 4-1. Loan report, under-18s and under-23s reports will be out this week, man. I mean, it's got nothing to do with Arsenal necessarily, but we have been linked with Cody Gakpo more. So if you're a United fan, Fabrizio Romano has got Ruud van Nistelrooy's comments. He said, there are a lot of rumours since long time. It's clear we'd love to keep Gakpo here at PSV. He's never changed his attitude in training after the rumours. That's so good for a young player. I hear it. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy. So yeah, man, that seems to be it in the world of Arsenal and transfer news. The most excited transfer, in my opinion, not even exciting, but the biggest talking point is probably the money being spent potentially on Anthony Gordon. Let's have one last look again, man. Oh, I'm gonna break my Ray-Bans there. Okay, I don't know if you lot can read. I don't know if you can read anything into Connor Harrison, Con Marble Halls. Is this what he looks like? Oh, this ain't I'm about to say. I mean, can't lie, it was semi-right about Rafinha. Again, I don't know who's in the know or whatever, but he has said Arsenal love Pedro Neto. However, it isn't going to be cheap. Player would love the move. Don't expect Arsenal to get him for anything less than 45 million. Leeds. Wolves would accept payment instructions. Won't be a fast deal, but everyone is moving in the right direction. I mean, if they'll accept the Carla payments, you know, might as well get some fraud, man. Tell them to deets that, man. Is where it is. Have we still got Aubameyang's details? Might as well put his details on it, man. And it is where it is. But yeah, apparently, according to the agent of YOURI Telemans, Arsenal will make a move for the player still this window. Players told Leicester he will not sign on and he wants to go. Arsenal in no rush want to pay 20 million. They will go for him this window, as I've said all along. He then updated that and said, still no change for those asking regarding YOURI. Player wants move. Arsenal in no rush. They will 100% move for him this window. They're just trying to drive the price down. And then he went on to say, in relation to Pedro Neto, worth noting also that when Arsenal bid, it will be a bid that will be accepted, and Mendes is working as an intermediary between the clubs. Deal just isn't just interest. There's been plenty of discussions and expect there to be a yes or no from Arsenal within the next week. And apparently, people, he's then updated the Telemans thing and said, Arsenal preparing bid for Leicester midfielder YOURI Telemans. Couple of outgoings to be confirmed in the coming days. Then official offer will be sent. Believed to be around 17.5 million guaranteed with add-ons. Right, we're really trying to do this thing. At this stage, Arsenal want to try to work on both deals at the same time. In regards to Neto, don't want to be seen to have lots to spend. On YOURI, unsure if Leicester would accept this low offer and may see YOURI as worth 17 million for a season alone. That's a shout. So we're going to have to see how that one specifically develops, people. But in relation to that, it is what it is. So what was that? YOURI Telemans / Neto. So yeah, it's firmly is what it is there, man. So it all depends, man. Until people are holding shirts, I don't believe anything personally, but it is what it is. PG, you think Mikel can get Neto to his highest potential? Very talented player. He's got a lot more in him than I think. You got to. No, who you look around our squad, bookies are criminals, bro. Big criminals. You look around our squad, who's the finished article, bro? Hayes, this is good, but we need to make him great. Odegaard's wavy, we need to make him great. Saka and Smith Rowe had their first real goal-scoring campaigns last year. We need to make that a minimum and make them improve. You know, Lokonga, very raw. Clearly got potential. Get a tune out of him. Ben White, keep developing. Gabriel, Ramsdale, keep developing. Zinchenko, he's not the finished article, regardless of where he plays. Next level. Saliba, 21. Next level. You know, this is the project we're doing. So you always hear me say, don't tell me about these guys' strengths. Tell me about their weaknesses. And if Arsenal have scouted them, done their due diligence on their talent ID, they know their strengths, but also their weaknesses. Enhance the strengths, work on the weaknesses, and boom. If you can't, then if Arteta can't, or if he doesn't think he can, then don't sign the man, innit? Because if I'm honest, I like Fabio Vieira. You know, you've seen the videos. I've wanted this guy for the longest. You know, he's 22, left foot. He can play on the left and the right, direct, can cross. There's a lot to like about the guy, but his record in terms of goals is mediocre. We need goals. Arteta makes a big song and dance about we can't have the same 2-3 players scoring. How are you going to take him next level? Fabio Vieira as well. He can play all about the place. How are you going to make him a competent individual that can be known as a 10 able to play as an 8 or a wide man able to play as a 10 or wherever? You know, Martinelli, the same. Really, so it is what it is. Balogun started off bloody fucking fantastic in France. Hope he keeps doing his thing. Simple as that. Simple as that, really. He must be legit. He's wearing an Arsenal top. I mean, Serge Aurier, Arsenal fans used to go crazy to sign him before he went Spurs because he was pictured in an Arsenal top. So I don't know. I think Fulham on good form looks way harder than our first. But Fulham are a tricky game to play. The last time we played Fulham in the league, you know, it was very difficult. We needed Matt Ryan and Eddie to save us. So based on that game, go out there with intent. For my centre-backs, you know you're bucking Mitrovic, and in a nice way, he's a bastard. He's a physical handful. He uses elbows. He does everything. He's got ability. As you said, Fulham are doing all right. They want to spoil Arsenal's party. They want to, you know, the first priority for Fulham is to stay in the league. So they need to probably in mind chasing that 40 points and want to do things above. It's a London derby. They want to, you know, again, they're a championship side who've just been promoted. They're more experienced. They're going to look at Arsenal as some privileged kids. They're going to want to show that they're not the guy. They want to burst our bubble. They want it to start raining. Make sure you're up for it. And I like how the players and everyone connected with the club, they keep sitting there and saying, listen, we're happy about winning, but the work starts. You know, Leicester, Bournemouth, Palace, there's a lot of positives. There's things we can work on. Take the positives, make them better. Work on the negatives. Don't get excited. Focus game by game. Try and pattern Fulham. And it is what it is. Because for me, you can't just look at games and say you're going to win them, but August is favourable. We need maximum points. We're playing United in September. We're playing enough tough games in September. So it is a tricky one. Apparently that Connor guy just guesses and is on chattings most of the time, but hey, what do I know? Again, dream is free, hustle is sold separately. You know, until we see people holding shirts, all these things are just mainly talking points, Hunch, man. You're right. I don't know if guys are 30 or not 30, you know, unless it's Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano. I don't really take it in more time. It's just talking points with you lot, but let's hope it is, innit? Apart from that, don't know what else there is to say, bro, but you're right, man. Take it with a pinch of salt. Really. 257 likes. Hey, we're flirting with 300. Let's go. Yeah, Matt Ryan and Eddie saved us. I'm with that, man. I hope he does his thing, popping off Rabonas and that. You got to keep scoring, though, car. You know, there's going to be times you're not scoring, but Balogun needs to keep going, because if these are the last 3 goals you score, it's not really 30. But for me, it's what you're doing over the 90 minutes. I care that you're scoring, but I don't care that you're scoring. It's how are you playing over 90 minutes? What's your general play like? What's your hold-up play like? What runs are you making? How are you connecting with your teammates? What are you doing when you don't score? I'm not judging him on Jesus, but if you look at Jesus, that's almost the minimum. When Jesus isn't scoring or assisting, he's winning fouls, he's pressing well, he's mucking in, he's getting involved. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, he's got to be bringing them sort of things in his own way to the table. Look at Eddie. You know, Eddie jumped into the first team. It took him a while. For me, I think he was too reactionary and stationary. He was waiting for things to happen. Now, whether you like Eddie or not, he's popping up and on the left and connecting. He's dropping deep. He's obviously showing he's scoring some goals. He's got a bit more to him physically. These are the things that impress me more than someone just getting bare goals, if I'm honest. But it's bloody fantastic. Keep going, Balogun, man. Keep going, lad. I can see Fulham game being a fast pass game. It could be, man. Fulham, has conceded 5 goals in 3 games. We need to go for them, Charles. We need to outwork every team we play. Elite teams do this weekly. Amen. Thoughts on Tavares? Tavares doing amazing. Is that a Bayesian flag? Nah, man. Pakistan still, bro. Of course it is, man. Appreciate that. Charlie Patino's been doing his thing. Unfortunate he's injured, but injuries are part and parcel with things, really. Things you have to get to. Arsenal finishing second would be nice. Makes things interesting again. I'd say first, bro. First would be nice. I'm taking second because it's the champion. I'm here for it. I don't know why it's not letting me bring up your comment. There it is. I watched the last half of the Reims game this weekend and he looked good, very scrappy, and he got shagged from another goal. So yeah, man, interesting comments, people. Interesting comments. Come on, I like that. I'm playing, man. It's all entertainment, man. 260. Appreciative for you lots talking points, being here day in, day out. Obviously, people, in relation to other content, again, I'll be with Dave from Talking Wolves. We'll speak Pedro Neto and anything else you got. Don't you think it's necessary to sign a new 6? Party's too injury prone, and I don't know about El Neni in the Premier League. Telemans more of an 8. Yep. Fabio Vieira had 14 assists and 7 goals in 27 in Liga Portugal last season. We need that. And I'm looking forward to seeing Fabio Vieira connect with Smith Rowe and Odegaard and Zinchenko and Jesus and these guys on the pitch. Late to the party, DG. Hope you're well. United Liverpool is a good watch. Following us doing the job earlier this weekend. Surprised no one's in for Ndidi. I'm not. I think he's mad overrated. Good player, but mad overrated Ndidi. Really and truly. Mad overrated. I don't want Ndidi at all, man. Like, Ndidi can tackle in that, but he's not progressive enough on the ball. He's a bit beady still. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having James Justin, Fufana, Telemans, Madison, probably missing out one. Luke Thomas, I'd take him as a backup left back. I'm taking them kind of bros there before I leave Ndidi and Leicester for someone else, man. Ndidi ain't that guy anymore, especially in a possession-based side. I don't say he's not bad. When someone says you're overrated, it don't mean you're bad. I just don't think he's as good as the hype. I don't think he is. If I'm honest with you. Would you prefer a deep line playmaker DM or a tank DM? Both. think you need an 8 and a 6. I think it takes me back to the summer of when we signed Partey, and it was, do we get Alba or Partey or Alba? And naturally, some fans, like you could say, we need an 8 more. You know, we need someone that can do what Xhaka does to the next level. If we relate it to today, if Partey gets injured, what's going on? I think it needs to be both, man. I don't know for a 6, man. When you put me on the spot, it's difficult still. Mudryk, Telemans, or Neto. I'd rather Neto and Telemans. I do like what he has. I'd prefer El Nene. I mean, El Nene signed a new deal. You've got Lokonga, so you spent 20 million on. You have to get a tune out of that. Whether he's going to be an 8 or a 6, you have to get something out of that. And to be honest with you, if you can, I don't like ifs, but if Lokonga can look like a consistent, confident, and competent footballer in an 8 or a 6, you know, Zinchenko's got a lot to give us at left back, but a lot to give us also in midfield. Fabio Vieira, if he can pattern, I think Odegaard's a 10, but he could play as an 8 and should be groomed into that 8 role. Smith Rowe the same. There are internal solutions, man. You know, Sengare would be lit. Not really been following as much at PSV, but he'd be lit. But he's gonna cost a premium now as well. Would you take Declan Rice? Yeah, but bro, we just saw Gordon go for 60-odd million. What are West Ham gonna say for West Ham? What did they? Ironically, I ain't seen Chelsea linked with him this window, but they're always linked with him, and they're always on a madness, really and truly. I've got faith in Lokonga as well, but I also need 3 points near enough week in, week out. So if there's someone more certain, more ready to do this thing, I'm for it, people. 264 likes. Keep going, people. Let me scour the net. It's just that. Apparently, West Ham are the only side yet to create a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity in the Prem this season. To be fair, big up Ndidi, because on the topic of that, only Ndidi has one possession in the midfield third more, 20 more times than Iwobi, who's done it 19 times in the Prem this year. Iwobi's thriving in that little 8 role. Anthony Gordon has attempted 60 shots in his Prem career. That probably works out £1 million for every shot. He has 4 goals. Van Dijk was only dribbled past 5 times in 34 games last season. Through the 3 matches in 2022-23, he's been dribbled past twice. And to be fair to Van Dijk, he's playing with different defenders, different partner every week. Saliba attempted passes versus Bournemouth 73, completed passes versus Bournemouth 73. United completed 24 tackles in their win last night against Liverpool. That they haven't made more tackles as a team in a Premier League game since December 2018, which was also Liverpool. Liverpool have dropped more points in their opening 3 matches than they did in the second half of 2021-22. Crazy. Don't know why I'm reading off these stats to you. I'm just reading them, people. Big up yourself, my guy. Make sure you're taking in Zims Mueller as well. Make some good FM content. I had to leave. Did you win Europa with Bromley? I think Vieira needs to gain about 4K to be around a similar weight to Bernardo Silva. Martinelli managed to do it. West Ham and Leicester in trouble. I remember when they said they're displacing Arsenal. I hear that as well. Listen, West Ham pricing Rice like he's won cups and thing. But to be fair, I hear it because he's vital to them. I can't begrudge him if Wolves play hardball over Ruben Neves and Pedro Neto historically, West Ham with Declan Rice and any other. So I can't begrudge clubs for this. No, I won the league and effed off the save now. Arsenal title chance this season. Make sure you're following them on Twitch, gang. Lokonga would do well in front of a good 6. I would say with Lokonga, for me, it's more psychological. You need to just get yourself in that headspace. You look like a wet dog or a child that needs a jacket, and they're freezing last season. And as much as that, people go through good or bad periods, football's a bit harsh. If you like life, if you don't pattern up, the world's not going to pattern up. And I think he looked like that, and he sulked a bit for himself. And I'm reading a bit too much into it, even the all or nothing, where he's like, I'm not happy, I'm not playing. And rightly so, Eddie's like, you think you're the only person? Man up, blood. DG, if Liverpool came in with a solid offer for one of your mids, you letting them go? Who? Yeah, probably. It all depends, yeah. If you make a decent offer for Xhaka, a decent offer for... You give us our bread back for Lokonga, and we make a profit. You make a bid for El Nene. I like Partey, but don't shoot me, people. If they gave us our bread back for Partey, I might shot that still as well, in this imaginary world. Provided we can get replacements and that, I might just, Get it done still, I can't lie. Bro, I get it too. I do the same. If you want him, here's the fee, take it or leave it. Exactly. Yeah, but this is why everyone's... And again, Wenger told, man, the free transfer thing is going to be that. Oh, shit. Title challenge. Listen, I don't know where Arsenal in the league. I don't know where Arsenal are in the league. It's down to us to keep working hard. It's been 3 games played. Honestly, I haven't checked the league table. So if Arsenal are in the title challenge, that's new to me. We just need to keep working. We just need to do better than we finished 5th last season. We need to score more goals, keep more clean sheets, have better game management, hold on to leads from winning positions, travel to away games a bit better, and just keep ticking this project along. So I don't know. I haven't seen where Arsenal are in the league. If we're in with a title challenge, we're doing all right. But I would say for Arsenal, shut out the noise, because last season you were the best thing since sliced bread. In one half of the season, you was relegation fodder. No one sees the project in the other. So we just got to keep working hard, man. What if Jesus gets injured? Do we need a backup striker better than Eddie? Ideally, but if Eddie's the guy, Arteta's bet on it. Hopefully he does his thing. One game at a time. Hey, if Arsenal can sign Telemans before we play Fulham in the weekend, DG captain. What cap? How have I capped? I've literally said Arsenal need to keep improving. Arsenal need to just keep doing what they're doing. What have I said? 15 more likes until we've hit 300, folks. Keep running it up. Appreciative. Soon as Arsenal are spending now FFP care. To be fair, I just think it's the sensationalized headline. Everyone's going to click it in it. When it comes to Arsenal and United, people are going to click this stuff. Oh, raw. Breaking news. Shout out South London's finest. I think that's your Twitter account, because again, I thought we was done with transfer news, but I don't think we are. Really, hopefully the sensationalized headline is, there's a correlation in the actual article. But if we here, folks, don't forget I'm live at 4:30 with Talking Wolves. Hit the like button if you're there. Shout out to 7 people who've done such. This will be the week of truth for YOURI Telemans. Leicester City are expected to drop his transfer price, making a deal possible, especially for Arsenal. Telemans is zen, whatever that means, about a move, as he's still in a strong position. I don't know what that means, but yeah, zen and that, whatever the hell that means. Arsene Wenger missed out on signing Gabriel Jesus for 1.5 million in 2014, but remains a big fan of the Brazilian striker. Boy, I mean, you wanted him. We tried to get Neto, as you could see here. Zinchenko, we tried to get him before he went Arsenal. Arteta knows what he's doing still. Wenger tried. And you know what? It's poetic justice that a player that Arteta signed in Xhaka is thriving, and the young players, the Hayland is still pumping. Shout out Father Wenger. But is Leicester blowing after all? Transfer price of YOURI Telemans will drop. It will be the week of truth for YOURI Telemans. The Red Devil has only 1 year more contract with Leicester and is still entitled to a transfer to an English top club, especially Arsenal as mentioned. This price tag is expected to drop, making a deal possible. YOURI Telemans is zen. Leicester may have started the Premier League game with 1 in 9, and last weekend the midfielder started on the bench against Southampton, which Rodgers, I swear he said him and Fofana might not necessarily be focused. We all know his contract is running down, people. Apparently, he prefers to remain in the Premier League. He's been linked with Liverpool again. Real Madrid were linked with him 48 hours ago. And that's going to ramp up. All that's needed is United being linked with him, especially with the signing of Casemiro. Telemans, Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes in the squad. That sounds better than using Fred and McTominay more often than not. But yeah, it's not really saying anything more. Apparently, the main focus is on England's top 5 clubs, although many are already overcrowded in this position, which you could say Arsenal, with actually the additions. I know the focus is around Fabio Vieira playing everywhere. The focus is around Zinchenko primarily playing left back, but they can play there. Smith Rowe and Odegaard can play there. So I can understand maybe not moving 4-1. But anywho, people, nevertheless, especially Arsenal seem charmed in recent weeks/months. So far, however, Leicester's transfer demands have been far too high. It brought YOURI Telemans away from Monaco in 2019 for 45 million. Hope to make a profit, blah, blah, blah. Leicester may not maintain that attitude in the final week of the transfer window. If it does not want to see Telemans leave for free in a year, it must lower the price tag. Although the midfielder is happy with his family in Leicester, he is looking for a new higher sporting challenge. If his price drops to roughly 20-25 million euros, the interested top clubs will jump back into the swing of things. So it'll be an exciting week. But even if it does not come to a transfer built at the King Power Stadium. Leicester's also looked at another Belgian foul because a new employer is being sought for Dennis Praet. And if you remember, when him and Praet, when they were like 16, 17, they were both linked with Arsenal. Telemans actually came out in an interview and said he was linked with Arsenal as a kid. Then again, before he went to Leicester when he was at Monaco, but had concerns over game time. You know, ironically, they started in the group stages for Anderlecht at the Emirates Stadium, if you lot remember a few years ago. So Telemans fits our project perfectly. But it seems like a game of cards is being played, man, and everyone's got a poker face better yet on, really, which isn't a card game, or is it? Share cards, don't know, but sound like a good thing to say, didn't it? So yeah, man, that's Telemans. Can't lie, I rate that from Ronaldo, man. It's childish, but it's needed. Red Devil, yeah, he's a thingy, man. He's Belgium, innit? Thank you, Unai, for bringing us Saliba, one of the best signings in years. Big up the scout who recommended it. Thought that was a Raul Sanllehi signing, but it was needed. Almost 300 likes, guys. Smash it like Leeds did Chelsea. Who do you see fit and ready to replace Partey if a transfer popped off? Within the squad, I don't know. Bringing in people, I don't know, man. I would have loved Basuma, but it's a myth now, isn't it? I really don't know. DG, don't let me catch you at Carney. I probably will, man. Got caught the rebel thing, really. Thought I was in a good disguise, man. I had the Bayesian flag over here. I had my shades on. I had a Jamaican flag here. I had this up here over this. I had flags all over everywhere. It was like, Deluded's like, raw, man. This incognito thing don't bang, does it? If you know, you know. We can't talk too tough. He shouldn't waste time at Leicester. So much potential. Just hearing Leao, is on Chelsea's radar. Would rather we wait till next year to get a better signing. Centre mid, Milinkovic, Savic, Rice, Bellingham, Mariba, Caicedo, Mariba is a talented player, but he's not ready, man. They don't hide anything, do they? I don't think we're getting there, man. Neto only is a fantastic signing if we get a big centre mid next season. I don't think it's interlapted. If you don't do both this season, then it's... Yeah, man. I don't know for that, but I hear you. Torreira. Hey. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. Bring your friends 2 times. Bring the friends, all of them. Bring it on, man. No, I guess, again, it's all entertainment. Bring it on, man. Sorry in advance, people, because I don't know how we're going to factor in watch-alongs for that carnival weekend. You know, last bit of enjoyment for the summer for me. And then, yeah, man, every weekend, join me for the watch-along half an hour before kickoff. It is what it is. Bring it on, man. Bring them all, man. Reggie Rest, little chilly against Fulham. Nope, we need to play our strongest team. Edie's to play, bro. Simple lads, man. Arsenal was pretty smart with their transfer fees. They broke up some of the larger ones into multiple payments to duck under FFP, as you got to do, man. If you think Bellingham or Rice are coming Arsenal, you're smoking, B. Anything can happen, but yeah, man, we're not grabbing them. Will Casemiro be fit when we face United? You'd imagine by then he'd be playing week in, week out for United, fully integrated into the system. You'd imagine so, and if he's not, but it's an issue. I don't know. If we qualify for Champions League, why can't we go for Bellingham? You can go for him if you want, but you got Europe's elite to compete with. And Bellingham, I'm sure, would listen to what Arsenal have to say, but boy, it's a myth. It's a myth when Real Madrid are looking for you, City are looking for you. Well, Liverpool look a bit rubbed, but historically what they've been doing in the last few years, there was even PSG rumours. Everything can happen. Say, swear you're going to be at Carnival. What do you lot think I do? What do you lot think I do? Just sit here. It's me, man. Bro, you ain't doing any watch-alongs. Just postpone it this weekend. Enjoy the Carnival vibes. Everyone called Alexis and Ozil a myth. I think that's a lie. I don't think anyone called Alexis a myth. There were the times there Liverpool were bidding more and giving more wages. Ozil, nobody saw it happen, but we did it. I hear you. Anything's possible, but I don't think Jude Bellingham. I hope so, though. Got to link up for sure. Come on. Hello, at Bonds. I'll try to be in a wheelchair by the time it's time to bust out. Are you mad? Sunday, it's a behavior thing. Monday is not a behavior thing. Like, oh, mate. How could Ozil be a myth? He joined out of the blue. That as well. Trust. I want to be like Neymar, bro. Like, I want to be doing all this content and enjoying my life, man. If I could party all day, every day, I would, man. 287 people, come on, man. You lot are boying it, man. If you ain't hit the like button, unexpected high bills due. What has my man said here? Oh, the comments are going, man. Tonali would be a lip replacement, but it's a myth. Oh, someone's comments gone. There we have it. Are we prioritizing the right wing position transfer because Fabio Vieira and Smith Rowe can plug in at 8? I actually don't know what Fabio Vieira really is position wise. I guess they could, but you could say they could plug wide areas as well. You could say Martinelli could play out wide. You could say you can force Smith Rowe out there. Fabio Vieira, not really the winger I want to see. He more wants to go inside and play those short into little passes there. If you haven't really got an attacking right back and if you're playing Tomiyasu, I think that could be an area to exploit for teams, but that could be something. How can you not love the Prem after what happened to Chelsea and what got on yesterday? Big up DG, you're right, man. Alexis and Ozil weren't even first-team punters anymore, and they wanted them to go, bro. To be fair, Mondays are madness. No rules on Monday. Rules on Sunday. Nah. Sound system. Big up, listen, big up JA. But I ain't following the sound systems. I might post off. We're following the trucks, man. We're following the trucks. We're throwing paint. We're carrying on with ourselves still. But anyways, away from that. Kroenke has more cash to throw around too now that the Rams in the NFL are worth almost 5.2 billion. He's moving mad, really. On the topic of the Kroenkes as well, very quickly, folks. What's the time? 1:46. There's a couple of other articles I wanted to look at. Tell about Telemans already have. I'm in London on Carnival. I don't know about Carney weekend. Should I go? How is the vibes? I mean, I can't lie. I prefer the other Juves. People can't behave themselves at Carney. Some of you sexual demons, deviants. Mandem and Gal, leave people alone. Look, don't touch. Enjoy the vibes. I don't want to hear. I like Afro beats. I don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear no hip hop. Just want to hear soca. You know, if I'm honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, I shouldn't hear it, but if I hear reggae and dancehall and them things there, we can make exceptions. But I just want to hear soca. Just bring your good vibes, of course, go. But away from that, though, people, I wanted to read some selfish articles, so I thought, why not look at it now? Just because you mentioned the Kroenkes, bro. No, don't be silly. You don't need that, bro. Kroenke's ownership is as good as I've seen in football. Arteta hails controversial Arsenal board. The Gunners boss believes that he has been handed all resources he needs to help move the club forward. That's great. I mean, we have been spending money. Last season's failure weren't on the Kroenkes. It was on the playing staff and the tactical front, for as good as it might have been. They're on it. They want to take this club to a completely different level. They have the ambition, and it's clear there's so much evidence that they're giving us all the support we need in order to do that. So it's great to see as well. Now there's a little bit of a change in that talk, and even our supporters and everyone around the world is talking very differently about what is happening here. Well, we all know why there's controversy. That was a shit article, wasn't it, really? Very shit article. That was a dream seller. Mikel Arteta, I think he gave an interview before we played Bournemouth. Let's see what he said himself. I had no choice. What's he talking about there? The cameras revealed the manager's foot, blah, blah. He said, if we're going to do it, wanted to do it in a natural way that reflected who we are. I guess this is about all or nothing. The fulfillment and how you feel when you play in front of your fans, and when you feel that energy, it makes everything click and makes people happy, I think. And that's right. You've made that's one thing I've liked about you from the start of your tenure, Arteta. You've made a big song and dance about the atmosphere and the relationship with the fans and stuff. He said probably about the environment, yes. And then he said, we don't have to get carried away. We played 2 games and we're going to have another difficult game tomorrow against Bournemouth. So 3, we know how tough this league is. So there's still everything to play for. We've done nothing and we have to be very conscious of that. And that's great. And we've had a good preseason. The momentum's followed us into the season. Keep riding that high in the same way negatively. When we couldn't buy a win, we couldn't win. When we win, we can keep winning. When you see the fixtures and the results in the first 2 games of the season and you had a bet, I'm sure you would have lost a lot of money. That's not how it is in the Premier League, unfortunately. All we need to do is play and perform as well as we possibly can to earn the right to win. It doesn't matter who we play against. Amen, Gaffer. And we know they are not going to make it easy for us. It's a team that started the season well. They had a really good game against Villa, and they've been consistently performing for over a year. It will be tough. And he spoke about Gabriel Jesus. He said that's one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to sign him. Obviously, we know how he is as a player and what he's going to bring. He's won everything in the last few years. He knows the standards, what it takes to win. Obviously, he had to change his role and what he had to do in this football club. And now he's one of the leaders. He's a natural leader, but he's also somebody that is prepared. And I think he's in the stage of his career where he's able to do what we're demanding him to do. That's what he needed. Obviously, he's played a lot of games in this league in the last few years, but not as many as a starter team, and that's the next stage. Big up Martin Odegaard as well. Everything that he's done in the last 18 months since he's joined us, the way other people look at him, the way they respect him, the way they admire him, the values that he has as a human being, and how he reps those values through the club. He's an exceptional footballer and wants to play the way we want to play. He's so hungry to make this team successful. That's the reason. This club is built, and its history will tell you that you have to be the best. That's the aim that we have every day. You have to win trophies. You have to play every day at your best to make the people that are supporting you proud. That's the objective. Big up the gaffer, Mikel Arteta. So with that, it appears that that is that, folks. What's being said here? Still no updated transfer news, just that YOURI TIELEMANS stuff, people. So there you kind of have it. We've done what we needed to do, folks. We need to get that Ukrainian player. He's a masterclass player. All his USA sports teams have tripled in value over the last few years, so he's tossing cash around to duck taxes. I'm here for that. Not gonna lie, the statement Arteta made, not sure how I feel about it. What one? To be fair, you know, I hear all the Kroenke out business, but we just wanted the owner to act like an owner. They're acting like owners, man. Leave you alone. If I'm honest with you. Wenger tried to sign everyone, man. He tried. Big up the gaffer, man. DG, do you think we can win at OT in a few weeks? Very confident for that. I don't know. All I remember is last year you took the lead, didn't walk away with the victory. So make sure you do. And at the Emirates, they're going to want revenge against us because of what happened at the Emirates. And if I remember, do you know what? To be honest with you, we were quality in that game. Second half, we rid our lot. We did get some favourable decisions. Missed penalties. They probably should have had 2 penalties and all these things. It's crazy, man. It is what it is, man. In that regards, people. Let's have a circle of the block, man, for some more transfer news. What are your thoughts on the rumour circulating about the young Atletico winger? Suck your mum. You thought you was going to do that, Jamie? Never. You got to ask your mother about that, man. You got to ask your mother or maybe your dad. You fruitcake. Get out of here with that one, man. He might be a defender's nightmare. Give me 30 seconds with your mum, and you know, it'll be a short but sweet nightmare. She gonna love it, you know, the But anyways, wake up, man. You got to think quicker than that, man. Think quicker than that, bro. Come on now. You thought I was second day in a row. Come on now. Twat. Telemans will either happen last minute or not at all. For me, we should all be Rams fans because I don't know about that. I'm just going to do this Arsenal thing. We actually play football for more than the first half now, so we should be better now, though. I hear that. Signings like Telemans allow us to control the game more, something we don't do. Death by two. That's not even, I can't even see. That's not 2,000. That's about 2 million passes, as my gaffer would say. I hear that. Shout out, Fire. I don't know about being the best, but there is employers. Obviously, he's going to be capping, bro. He's going to cap. Telemans is mid, in my opinion. Would be a good signing, but I can't see him starting for us for more than 2 signings. Would eventually be sold on. Boy. Last one was better, but come on, man. Come on now, man. 1, you know I'm never going to act like I know a footballer. I don't. 2, any name that sounds foreign, man, I'll Google it quickly. Like, come on now. Come on, man. It's always, oh, what do you think of this player? Oh, Deluded, I love your content. Shut up, mate. Shut it. But you got your 5 minutes of fame. You know, you and your friends and that are probably doing them things that Saliba. You remember the video with Saliba? I have to do him dirty. You lot probably sat in a room doing all of that and tossing each other off. Like, oh my God, Deluded got me on his screen. Fruitcakes. And if that's cool, we're an all-inclusive platform. If you're the fruitcake business, do your thing, man. You know, it's summer holidays. I know you lot don't get no gal. I know you lot ain't got no job. Get the hell out of here with all the chat, man. Get out of here with that, man. 2 more likes, folks. Come on, bored youths. 20,000. My maths is horrible, bro. Just about passed. I need my glasses, but how much zeros that was. But you're right. Them man there, bro, them man there doing the Saliba thing, man. It's crazy. And that's cool, man. What you do in your personal life ain't got nothing to do with, man, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So that's cool, man. Me see I ain't missed any comments out, man. So yeah, hopefully we can win at Old Trafford. But for Arsenal, I need to know that you can go to Goodison Park and Old Trafford and win. Same way you did with Palace. But you need to be able to go to these away games and put something away, especially against the top 6 where our record is meaty. Nah, man, get us a Saliba shirt, cuz it's cool, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. You cop any of the new kits all free. Thomas Lamar, we got to leave that one in the ground, my broski. Real test is October. This is why I said end of the year, man. If we're still talking about the same things we're talking about in relation to Arsenal by the end of the year, then for me, I'm cool with that. Then I could start to really start dreaming and all of these sort of things. Arteta bigs up. Kroenke'S. General Arsenal. So yeah, man, we're gonna have to see, man. We're gonna have to see. Saliba, I'm sorry, friendly fire, man, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Fire for them boys in the chat. But we've hit our target of 300 likes. We've been here for close to 2 hours. I'm gonna go get some lunch and leave you lot, people. I'm back again at 4:30. That will be on YouTube and Twitch. I'm gonna have Dave, my good friend Dave. He does a lot of great content with Football Manager, better known, well, as unknown with that. He's on Shaqroy all the time. He plays Football Manager, and he's probably also known for talking Wolves. It makes sense. You know, he's a Wolves fan. It makes sense to pick his brains on Pedro Neto. I want to ask him about Ruben Neves and things. I think I only have him for about half an hour, 40 minutes. So make sure you're there. You're there on time and you got your questions in and that, man. Saliba's song is lit, man. It's been lit, Twitch gang. YouTube crew, I appreciate you lot. Journey to 50,000 on YouTube. We're flirting with it. 10,000 on Twitch. It is what it is, man. I'm going to love and leave you lot, man. Even to you trolls, have a good day, man. I hope everyone's having a good day, having a good start to the week. Everyone and their loved ones are healthy. By the end of the week, hopefully you lot reach your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. Thank you for always rocking with me. See you in a couple hours. But for now, peace, people. One love wherever you lot are tuned in from. Take care of yourselves.
So there's always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like.
Easy, 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 easy.